Thank you. Good evening. In the case of inclement weather, you will be directed to return to your automobiles. Before, during, and throughout the event, please do your best to maintain social distancing. At the end of the graduation, we will allow all the students to exit the field first before dismissing the family and friends. Thank you.
Good evening. Is this on? Thank you. Oh no, I can't talk loud.
All right, tech guys, come on down. Makes sense, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. It worked 20 minutes ago. I swear it did. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thank you. Good evening. I was really thinking that they just don't want us to leave Westwood at this point. My name is Kayla Schwartz, and I am the class president for the Westwood class of 2020. Please stand for the Star Spangled Banner performed by Gabriella Dunay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? It is my pleasure to welcome students, families, and faculty to the Westwood High School's 2020 graduation ceremony. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduates who sit here today. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize a classmate who should have been sitting here with us today. Natalie Lopak was a member of our class who passed away sophomore year. Natalie was someone who brought happiness everywhere she went. She was one of the most optimistic and caring people I've ever met. She spread positivity and was a true representation of what a cardinal is. As students of Westwood, we strive to be empathetic. Nobody was a better model of this than her. Please join me in honoring her in a moment of silence. Class of 2020, I want to start out by saying congratulations. Although our senior year was cut short, and this is not at all how we envisioned leaving Westwood, it shouldn't and won't take away from the meaning of this celebration. Each and every one of you has worked towards this moment for the last 13 years, and it is an accomplishment we should all be very proud of. It was just 5 years ago that we entered this building, filled with fear and lost in the halls. In the blink of an eye, here we are, graduating. As our time as students of Westwood High School has come to an end, we look back and see how it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Charles Dickens. Whether you don't want this journey to end, or you have been consumed with senioritis since the start of this year, and you've been awaiting this moment, we are on the brink of great change. It's our time. It's our time to take on the world, to pursue our passions, and to leave a legacy. Nobody will ever forget the class of 2020. The question is, how do we want to be remembered? Let's make it so that we aren't just the seniors who lost our year. We're the seniors who made a difference. We were born during the 9/11 attacks, and we're graduating high school during a worldwide pandemic. Like it or not, we have already made history. A teacher said to me a few weeks ago, "I've never been so impressed with a group of 17 and 18-year-olds. You've handled this situation with grace, better than anyone expected you to, and better than most adults are." If we can do that in a time like this, we have the strength and the ability to do anything. The opportunity to achieve greatness is always within reach. We will be the class who achieves it. Westwood High School has been a second home to many students over the years. As we embark on this new chapter of our lives, let's never forget where we got our start. Thank you to all of the parents, teachers, coaches, custodians, nurses, and faculty who have helped us reach this moment. We truly would not be here without you. A special thank you to our principal, Mr. Connolly. You have been with us since we were 11 years old, entering the middle school. You have been a true leader and the best role model we could have asked for. Thank you for all of your hard work and always making each one of us feel important. One last time, congratulations to the class of 2020. We did it. I wish each and every one of you the best, and I know you will all achieve greatness. I would now like to hand the ceremony over to one of my classmates. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Francesca Dole.
Good evening, everyone. The other day, I had the chance to spend some quality time with my brother. For this quality time, we decided not to lounge around and rewatch The Mandalorian in a nice air-conditioned room as we had done before, but to instead go on a sweaty 4-mile run to the high school. My brother had wanted to prepare for his soccer training, so when he asked me to go with him, I, being his only sister and by default nicest sister, couldn't say no. As we approached the middle of the run, I fell into a runner's rhythm, and while my brother struggled along, my mind began to wander. Man, this year thus far has been so strange. No senior prom, senior prank day, or real last day of school. I'm graduating in the middle of a global pandemic. That's crazy. The only upside to quarantine is that I was able to sleep in every day of the last quarter. And let me tell you, it was heavenly. These past 4 years of high school, I, along with the rest of the seniors, have studied for countless tests, pursued our passions through clubs and sports, and created lasting memories through laughs with friends. But in the midst of the run, I wondered, what was it all for? Then, as my brother and I ran past the senior posters in front of the high school, it struck me. Running past the posters, I thought about the wonderful people I connected with and the people I could have connected with more. It was all for the relationships. In high school, we've had the chance to make so many connections. Classmates, teachers, coaches, and every one of them is so important. Relationships are timeless. They are our legacy. In today's society, Western individualism is very prevalent. From childhood, we are encouraged to be independent and self-sufficient, and we are encouraged to grow our individual power. This individual power is developed over time. It's the passions you pursue, the skills you acquire, and the lives you change. There's an African proverb that states, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Sure, we can all traverse our lives solely focusing on our passions and not our relationships, but it's the relationships that make life meaningful and bring our work to the next level. Relationships amplify our individual power. They leverage our talents, and it is only right to be thankful to the people who have helped us get to this point. So, thank you to our teachers for teaching us an abundance of knowledge and for dealing with our Monday morning zombie-like behavior. our coaches for cultivating persistence through sore muscles and sweat, our mentors and guidance counselors for encouraging us in times of adversity, our custodial staff for making our school beautiful, and the rest of our community for being supportive for us during the pandemic. A special thank you goes out to our family and friends. Shout out to Mom, Dad, my brothers, Alex and Nico, and my family in both America and Bolivia. Yes, parents and friends, we may be crazy, unpredictable, and annoying at times, but you have to admit we're also adorable. All of these relationships that we've created in elementary school, middle school, and high school have amplified our individual power. For my Marvel fans out there, Doctor Strange didn't develop his mystical powers overnight or master them instantly, and the same goes with us in our individual power. In high school, we've had the opportunity to develop our passions and our relationships, to create the foundations of our individual power. Now, as we dive into our next journey, we can take that power and expand on it. Class of 2020, it's been a momentous 4 years that really can't be summarized into a couple paragraphs on SparkNotes. The world we are entering is a beautiful place, but there is much work to be done. Social justice, environmental change, and educational equity are just some of the places to start. In a world filled with technological advances, we should expect the unexpected, as jobs that don't exist today will be created by the technology of tomorrow. As we leave high school, let's not forget, but embrace the relationships that we've created. It is the strength of these relationships that have heightened our individual power. And I'm confident that each of our individual powers combined will make a difference that will change the world. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Robert Lomer with the senior class address.
I remember the moment it hit me. It wasn't my first day of senior year. It wasn't when I was applying for college. It was when I was sitting in Collis's class one day, listening to everybody talk, when I suddenly realized that I had 4 months left, not only of my senior year, but of my high school career in general. Time flies. Feels like just the other day I was graduating 5th grade and moving up to be with the bigger kids in the middle school. And now myself, all of us, are getting ready just like every other Westwood class before us, to slide our tassels over and throw our caps in the air in order to celebrate us moving on to bigger and better things. Except this time it's not the same. Yes, we're celebrating going off to college, joining the military, or joining the workforce. But our ceremony to congratulate us on all of these wonderful things is far from the same. I remember feeling bad for the class of 2019 last year, as their graduation was forced inside because of a downpour. And I remember thinking to myself, man, that sucks. I really hope that we don't have to have graduation inside because of the rain. I would have never expected that I was going to have to hope that we have a graduation ceremony at all. I would have never expected to not be able to have senior events like prom, senior prank day, a senior track season, or even senior field day. I would have never expected that my senior year would end at 12/16 on March 13th. Maybe if I had, I would have treasured every moment even more than I did. Of course, my situation is no different than any of yours. Instead of a senior track season, maybe it was the musical, a final concert, a final season for any other sport. All of our experiences were virtually the same one way or another. We all truly had to learn that tomorrow as we know it is not a guarantee. And yet, instead of complaining about it, we understood that sometimes we had to let go of these things in order to help our towns, our state, and our country get through this period of our history. We found ways to show that the class of 2020 is willing to come together to help others. Our creativity has shown through in our birthday drive-bys for one another, our ways of keeping active on our own, of doing schoolwork at home, and in our way of thanking Mr. Connolly for being such a great principal and such an amazing person since we first met him in 6th grade. Well, most of us. Regardless, our class has shown time and again that we are strong. We're gathered here today to celebrate the culmination of our high school careers. We celebrate all of the hard work we put into every aspect of our school lives, the games, shows, the homework, tests, meets, clubs, everything that we worked hard for and loved to do. Except maybe the homework and the tests. I think we can all agree we didn't like those. As I stand here right now and look out at all of you, I see faces of determination and perseverance exemplified by all of your willingness to go home and leave these things with little to no complaint, understanding that it is for the common good. Sure, we can get upset, but what would that do? We've grown up in such a unique and turbulent time, and we will continue to persevere as society keeps moving forward. We're the class of 2020 after all. We're destined to be great. Please welcome Mr. Connolly, junior senior high school principal, with the presentation of the senior class.
Thank you, Robbie. One more round of applause. Robbie, Francesca, great job, and Kayla, great job, and Gabby, great job. We made it here. Wow. Wow, one more round of applause, I'm sorry. On behalf of the Westwood Junior Senior High School administration and staff, I would like to welcome you to the 106th Westwood High School commencement ceremony. It is my privilege and honor to address you tonight and to present the graduating class of 2020. Having you all here today is a testament to the achievements of our graduates and to the love and support they have received over the years from the staff, parents, and the whole school community. Teachers and staff, words cannot express my deepest appreciation and gratitude for your continued efforts and involvement in supporting our students, especially during these challenging times. You were asked to completely change the way you teach overnight, and you have stepped up big time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, passion, enthusiasm, and gift of teaching with our students. Parents, please stand and receive the recognition you deserve. Thank you for sharing your most precious possession, your children, and for entrusting us with their education and personal development. The role you as parents have played cannot be overlooked. You should be proud of the accomplishments of your children and mindful of the endless possibilities of their future. Continuing to encourage your children to dream and reach for the stars. With your guidance and support, anything is possible. To the class of 2020. Wow, where do I even begin? I remember most of you as nervous and energetic sixth graders entering the middle school for the first time over 7 years ago. Where does the time go? To let you in on a little secret, I was just as nervous starting my first year as principal. Serving as your principal for the past 7 years has been a true honor and privilege for me. I've watched you grow from scared, immature children into amazing, inspiring young men and women. You were born during the September 11th attacks, and you are graduating high school during a global pandemic. You have been cheated out of a huge part of your senior year, and it's just not fair. No prom weekend, no spring sports, no spring musical, no concerts, no normal graduation or senior awards or induction ceremonies, no senior prank, although I didn't lose too much sleep over the senior prank being gone. No yearbook signings, the list goes on and on. You are the class of 2020. This now has more meaning than anyone could ever imagine. Everyone sitting here, including your parents, will say what year we graduated, although we're not going to say it. It means absolutely nothing. No other graduating class that I've been part of in my 23 years of education, or maybe ever, can say that about their graduating class. I'll say it again, you are the class of 2020. Do not let this experience define who you are or who you become in a negative way. In fact, I challenge each and every one of you to become a better person because of it. Look out for each other, care for each other, and get to know each other. Most challenging moments in life can actually be your greatest opportunities to learn and grow as a person. You will always experience positive, negative times in your life. That's a fact. It's inevitable. It is easy to appreciate the positive moments, but what about the negative ones? These moments of adversity can either make us better, stronger, more empathetic, or take control of our lives in a negative way. How you deal with it is completely up to you. You have the tools, the drive, and now the experience to tackle any negative experience in the future. You have the choice to either give up or learn from each experience. Knowing the strength of the class of 2020, there is no doubt in my mind you will grow from this experience and become a stronger person. You have known nothing except strength and perseverance in times where our country has gone through monumental moments. This will not only shape you, but allow you to be the strongest generation of kids we know, if you allow yourself to be. In fact, I truly believe that you, the class of 2020, can and will make this world a better place for everyone. Westwood Junior Senior High School class of 2020, You will forever hold a special place in my heart. As I mentioned to you weeks ago, you may be losing a principal, but you are gaining a friend for life. Congratulations. Thank you for the way you represented Westwood High School and paving the way for future graduates. You will be missed. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Gonzalez, Superintendent of Schools, with the acceptance of the class.
This time, I'd just like to begin my remarks by acknowledging and thanking Mr. Connolly, as principal of the Westwood Junior Senior High School, soon to be the Westwood High School, Westwood Regional High School. He has gone above and beyond it, out of his way to try and make this as special an event for our seniors. From the posters on the fence to the lineup, he's worked tirelessly with his school community, with the parents, and with his team to try and make sure that our class of 2020 get the send-off they deserve. So I'd like to thank Mr. Connolly for all of his hard work. So at this time, I'll begin my formal remarks. Greetings, everyone here, and also those who are watching online, and especially the members of the Westwood Regional High School Junior Senior High School class of 2020. Tonight's commencement is truly an event that will finally allow us the opportunity to celebrate all that we've been waiting for these last 13 years, all that you've done to complete your academic journey. In the essence of time, I'm going to keep my remarks brief and use the opportunity to simply wish all of our class of 2020 welcome to being alumni and good luck in your future endeavors. I ask that each of you remember all of the lessons that you've learned while attending the Westwood Regional Schools, all the lessons you've learned in the classroom, on the courts, on the stages, in your interactions with both adults and other students. Sometimes those experiences have been positive. Sometimes those have been instructive in allowing you to grow as young men and women. But in all cases, that knowledge and those experiences are going to allow you to help us make this world, this society, and certainly our community a better place. Without a doubt, 2020 has proven that the world is in the midst of significant change on so many levels, as described by speakers before me, but it's also proven that the younger generation is here to help shape that future. Graduating class of 2020, the world out there is waiting for you. Don't worry if you're nervous or scared. You've certainly spent your whole life preparing for what's ahead. Your family, friends, and the Westwood Regional School community are here for you and confident in everything that you do, and especially that you are all destined for greatness. So I'll close my remarks by simply saying, on behalf of the entire school district, I wish to congratulate the Westwood Regional Senior Class of 2020 on a job well done. Thank you, and remember to always keep reaching for the stars. So for my official acceptance of the class, I'd like to say that it gives me great pleasure to hereby certify that the students seated here before me have satisfied the graduation requirements as stipulated by the Westwood Regional Board of Education and by the Department of Education for the state of New Jersey. Please welcome at this time our guest speaker, Susan Swiatkowski, and President of the Board of Education.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez, and welcome parents, administrators, staff, and especially the graduates. Every time that I've been asked to make a speech, I usually search for a Broadway song to inspire me, and hopefully you. And this year, it's no different. It was difficult, given the circumstances we are currently experiencing, for me to find something that would acknowledge the strange circumstances of this school year. But then a friend mentioned a meme about how the past few months seemed like a year, and it brought to mind the song Seasons of Love from Rent. It begins 525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? Since most of you entered the Westwood Regional School District on Wednesday, September 5th, 2007 at 8:45 a.m., about 6,716,370 minutes passed until your last day, June 12th. Since we closed our doors officially on March 16th, 126,975 minutes have gone by. While those numbers may seem huge, for many of us, and I'm talking mainly to the parents, those minutes flew by. It is now up to you to determine how you measured each of those minutes. Did you measure in sports seasons, summer vacations, class assignments, friends made or lost, by favorite teachers, class trips or parties, personal triumphs or tragedies? Did you make the most of your time? Did you measure your time in the positive or in the negative? The one thing we can definitely say is that your time here was marked by unprecedented circumstances. Has this year's challenges changed the way you measure time? I know it has for me. The song ends with the line, "Measure your life in love." And this is what I hope for all of you. Measure your life by the things and people you love. Whether your path is college, the military, or the workplace, find what you are passionate about, what you truly love, and follow it. Measure your life by what brings you and others joy. If we've learned anything from the world today, it is that love is what matters. Everything else is just noise. So on behalf of the entire Board of Education, congratulations to all of you. We are honored and proud to welcome you to the community of Westwood Regional alumni. Thank you. And now please welcome Mr. Mello, the Senior Class Assistant Principal, with the presentation of the diplomas.
At this time, we will now present the members of the class of 2020. Julie Abachi. Connor Abbott. Timur Akhtamov. Carmel Alexander. Anthony Alvarez. Matthew Anderson. Liam Andrew. Nicholas Arojo. Kristen Ardisi. Michael Atkins. Mallory Oricchio. Jacqueline Auslander. Jassim Ayub. Kyle Bogdasarolu. Mario Belfiore. Joseph Bergen. Amelia Beyer. Devin Bialik. Mason Beinert. Justin Besch. William Borgerson. Jillian Boyle. Amanda Brandenburg. Lucas Brill. Amber Brockner. Caleb Ross. Haley Brown. Jaden Brown. Michaelia Brown. Matthew Brown. Ariana Buendia. Connor Burns. Sean Callahan. Gabriela Cardoso. Ashley Chan. Joseph Syringione. Alexa Connolly. Thomas Connolly. Antonia Cordo. Christina Cora. Joseph Cucarulo. Brad DeBro Hidalgo. Sydney Deegan. Courtney DeJoy. Christopher Delmonico. Amanda Del Rios. Erin Dobson. Maggie Dobson. Francesca Dole. Leah Dorman. Gabriella Dene. Thomas Eboli. Justin Edinger. Shannon Elliott. Haley Fasano. Brandon Fink. Ainsley Fisher. Charlotte Flynn. Connor Flynn. Jake Foley. Aaron Fowler. Keon Fraser Morrison. Nicholas Galley. Brianna Garger. Christine Gia. Connor Gilroy. Austin Geisler. Xavier Goodson. Rita Green. Naveen Guler. Alexander Hansen. Ethan Haveman. Nicholas Hawkins. Alexis Human. Alan Huang. Ryan Highland. Timothy Iorio. Abigail Johnston. Sarah Joe. Megan Caro. Timothy Caslow. Esther Kim. Kevin Kirk. Casey Clappish. Sophia Kovacs. Cameron Kowalczyk. Jennifer Christofik. Finn Crocus. Colby Crocus. Joseph Kuchenmeister. Alexia Kusiba. Michaela Kaizema. Nicholas Kaizema. Neha Kundra. Elena Lawton. Vanessa Lawton. Christian LeBron. Robert Lomer. Adair Lopez. Nicole Lasoro. Miguel Lucero. Vicky Lucero. Kate Lukasik. Eric Luna. Alice Lubarski. Andrea Maldonado. Christina Magnapali. Kylie Martinez. Michaela Martini. Peyton Massey. Corinthia Maysop Carter. Jonathan Mall. Paul McClare. Anya McDonald. Zachary McGowan. Isabella Metzger. Raquel Mirabella. Brian Misha. Rebecca Moore. Melanie Mondati. Joshua Montez. Kayla Moore. Samantha Moy. Elena Mueller. Stephen Munson. Caitlin Murphy. Haley Myers. Jocelyn Nunez. Caitlin O'Sullivan. Zoe Olstein. Sophia Osma Denoy. Jonah Osterhus. Nathaniel Willett. Sean Pampin. Isabella Park. Cole Pfeiffer. Ty Pfeiffer. Marco Pinkay. Honora Pizzo. Ryan Pudzelny. Madison Polaro. Andrea Ponce. Petros Pathos. Jason Prout. Perry Provenzano. Max Rank. Kevin Ranoff. Nivedita Rathor. Isabella Rem. Luke Rakucki. Deepa Remy. Gabrielle Rhodes. Marina Robles. Adriana Rodriguez. Melanie Rodriguez. Lauren Rojo Sanchez. Thomas Rasta. Savannah Sanford. Gianna Santate. Christian Santamaria. Matthew Santulli. Sridevi Hiranmayi Sutenapalli. Liana Scherer. Nicholas Scherer. Kayla Schwartz. George Sengos. Trevor Shanahan. Cleopatra Simonides. Lindsay Soroy. Kyle Solomon. Marissa Solomon. Marisol Soriano. Nathaniel Stada. Hannah Steinfeld. Rachel Steinfeld. Isabella Stokes. Salma Tamayo. Ori Tayar. Dean Tetro. Camille Tracy. Maximus Tripodi. Matthew Tersina. Pranjul Tyagi. Jocelyn Vargas. Danielle Vautrin. Noah Vega. Richard Veneziano. Julia Vertlieb. Antonio Vinagre. Lindsay Wagner. Benjamin Waldinger. Zachary Watson. Jessica Wudig. Luis Zuniga. Would the graduates please rise? Graduates, please move your tassels to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2020.
Remember, all parents and family, please remain in their seats until the graduates leave the field. You should then exit by the scoreboard where you entered the stadium. Thank you. Could all the graduates please exit the field the way they entered? parents on the field, please exit by the scoreboard as well.